Africa's Future, Lessons from Hidden Histories. They say history is written by the victors. But what if some of the greatest victories were never written at all? For centuries, Africa's story has been told through the eyes of outsiders. A story of loss, of struggle, of what was taken. But hidden beneath the sands, carved into stone, and whispered from one generation to the next, lies another story. A story of innovation, leadership, and resilience. A story of empires that rivaled the greatest in the world, and visionaries who saw further than their time. Today, we journey into Africa's overlooked past, not to mourn what was lost, but to rediscover the wisdom that could shape its future. The dusty winds of the Sahara whisper of forgotten kingdoms. Most passers-by hear only silence, but for those who listen, the earth speaks, of empires that rivaled Rome, of scientists whose minds charted the stars, of leaders whose vision held nations together long before the idea of Africa was written on a map. Centuries ago, in the bustling city of Timbuktu, the markets overflowed with salt, gold, and books. Not one or two, but thousands, manuscripts on medicine, law, astronomy, poetry. In the 14th century, while much of Europe battled the plague, Timbuktu scholars were debating planetary orbits and public administration. Their greatest lesson? Knowledge is wealth. And when knowledge is shared, it multiplies. Today, as Africa navigates the digital age, the same principle applies. Invest in education, protect intellectual heritage, and innovation will follow. Further south, in the lands of Great Zimbabwe, towering stone walls rise without mortar, still standing centuries later. Here, architects and engineers mastered techniques that baffled European explorers. Great Zimbabwe thrived on trade, gold for glass beads, ivory for Chinese porcelain. Proof that Africa's prosperity once flowed through global networks. The lesson? Economic power grows when Africa trades as an equal, not merely as an exporter of raw goods, but as a creator of value. In the Kingdom of Benin, bronze casters poured liquid fire into clay molds, producing sculptures so lifelike that European visitors in the 15th century could hardly believe they were made without modern tools. These artworks were more than decoration. They recorded history, honored leaders, and communicated values. Their message for the future is clear: own your narrative. For too long, Africa's story has been told by others. Reclaiming it is the first step to shaping its destiny. Then there were the women, queens whose names echo faintly in textbooks but roared in their own time. Queen Amina of Zaza expanded her territory through brilliant military strategy, building